Your network is your net worth. Come listen to some of the most successful people I know share invaluable knowledge, stories, and advice in real estate, business, and beyond. This is Weiss Advice. Whether you want to take your business or personal life to the next level, look no further. Welcome back to Weiss Advice. This is Yonah Weiss. I want to share with you something really important about your LinkedIn profile that you may not know. Before I even get to that, I want to give you something. Okay, so stop what you're doing. Go to yonahweiss.com. Okay, it's YONAHWEISS. And I have there a free checklist that you can use to optimize your LinkedIn profile. Okay, once you get that, you will get so much more out of this episode because I'm going to break down for you why exactly Google finds LinkedIn so important. And this is something incredible. So the way that I stumbled upon what I'm about to share with you is actually when I was working in sales, okay, and originally doing cost segregation, looking up, business owners or property owners that, own properties, bought properties recently, and trying to reach out to them to see if cost segregation would be a viable solution for their business, which for many it is. Now, getting in touch with some of these owners, even though we use great data sources like CoStar and other, sources to pull contact information, oftentimes that was not, the best way to get in touch with someone. So what we would do is try to, like all salespeople do, try to find contact information for those owners. You have a name, you may have a property name, you have an LLC name, you have a company name. How do you get in touch? So Google is one of the best ways to do that. You put in the person's name into Google, you put in a phone number or an address and try to piece back those pieces together. What kept coming up over and over and over again when I would put someone's name into a Google search, LinkedIn would come up right at the top, okay? If not in the first one, in the first 5 or so. So if you can put in someone's name, and I want you to actually try this right now. Stop what you're doing, okay? Push pause on this. Well, after I say the next sentence, push pause on this. Open up another tab, open up a Google search, and put in your name. Type in your name into Google, okay? Hit enter, see what comes up. Okay, if you just did that and LinkedIn was your top search, I think that's a pretty good indication that there's something real here about LinkedIn and Google being connected together. Now, it is true that that Microsoft owns LinkedIn. Okay, Microsoft bought LinkedIn a number of years ago. So there is a lot to be said about the power of the search engine optimization that's happening on your LinkedIn profile. Now, even if your LinkedIn profile was not at the top of your feed, now, if you don't even have a LinkedIn profile or your LinkedIn profile has not yet gone through the 10-step optimization that you're going to get from the free download on my website, yonahweiss.com, then LinkedIn may not have come up at the top of your Google search results. However, if you do have a optimized LinkedIn profile, okay, you have a picture, you have a title, you have a job title, you have an about section, which means an explanation of who you are, what you do, then it is likely that LinkedIn came up towards the top. Why does this matter? This matters for 2 very simple reasons. 2 very simple yet extremely important reasons. The first reason is that when somebody is looking for you, now if you are in business and you actually care that people can find your business, and personal branding, marketing is something that is important to your business, then having your LinkedIn profile be complete and be robust enough that anyone who searches and clicks on that first link in their Google search is going to find your LinkedIn profile, going to find more information not only about you as a person. And again, LinkedIn is not just a place to post your resume. It was many years ago. Now it's something totally different. So if they're going to find your LinkedIn profile, they should be able to find right away not only who you are and what you do, but how can you help them and how can they get in touch with you. You want to make sure that you have contact information in your LinkedIn profile, not only in the contact info section, but also even in your about section. You may want to have something there that is going to allow people to reach out to. So that's the first reason why having it updated and having a very detailed LinkedIn profile up to date is important because when someone searches Google, they search your name. And unless you have a very generic name, okay, like John Smith or something like that, they may not come up to you. But if you have a name that is a little unique, somewhat unique, maybe a little different, very likely your LinkedIn profile is going to come up. That's the first reason, because people are very likely, when they do a Google search, to click on the first, or at least within the top page, right? In the first page results of something they find. The second reason why this should be important to you goes in the opposite direction, okay? Having a LinkedIn profile actually, and having a very detailed one with using keywords, is actually going to be good for search engine optimization, meaning if someone wants to find out about something that you do and they're going to put into Google, even if they don't put in your name, they may put in something else, they're more likely to find you and your LinkedIn profile through that Google search. So again, it's not just about finding your name and someone trying to get in touch with you. And if you have a business, you probably do want to be able to have a way for people to get in touch with you. And let's say you're a CEO and you don't want people reaching out to you directly, you can have a link. You know, the email address can be there, your assistant's email address. So if people want to reach out to you, they're going to reach out to your assistant, however it is, but make it easy for people to find you, make it easy for people to be able to get in touch with you, especially if you want that business, okay? Perfect example, I do cost segregation, okay? I work with Madison Specs, the largest cost segregation company in the country, working in all 50 states. I have a very detailed, you can go to my LinkedIn profile, put in Yonah Weiss. Again, just putting Yonah Weiss in Google, guess what? What's going to come up? The first result is going to be my LinkedIn profile. You're going to click that. You're going to find out not only, my name and what I do, but you're going to find out all kinds of things about cost segregation. So I put in a lot of keywords. Basically, every type of property, asset type, asset class that is even available is going to be in there in my LinkedIn profile. Okay, it's apartments, mobile homes, self-storage, office, retail. So if someone puts into a search bar, whether it's on LinkedIn or not, cost segregation and, self-storage, they're likely going to find me or someone like me because that is already in there and the keywords are in there in the search. Okay, so again, this is so important. Your LinkedIn profile, and again, if you don't use LinkedIn, it's very likely you're not going to have it up there. Okay, if you use Twitter all the time, and a lot of famous people, if you put in a famous person's name, right, Wikipedia may come up as one of the top results, right? Or their Twitter account may come up as one of the top results, or their Facebook account. But if you're active on LinkedIn and you have an updated LinkedIn profile, LinkedIn will come up at the top, which means it's very, very important, which means you want to spend the time. Take a few minutes. It doesn't take a long time. Again, go to my YonahWeiss.com, get that checklist of 10 things that you need to do to optimize your LinkedIn profile to make it that it looks professional and it looks enough that someone's going to look at that and see, hey, this is someone that actually cares about what they do enough to put in some time into their LinkedIn profile. Go ahead, check that out. Let me know what you think. Check out my, the show notes over here. Again, stumbling over my words, trying to get it done. I want to hear from you guys. If you found this valuable, if you went ahead and found that 10-step optimization checklist, let me know if you used it. Okay, shoot me a connection request, shoot me a direct message, and I hope you got value out of this, and I wish you guys a wonderful day. And remember, the best advice comes only when you ask. Real quick, I have one question for you. Did you like this episode? If you did, I want to ask you a huge favor. See, the biggest thing that helps this podcast grow and that will spread this message to the whole world is that if you leave a review, a rating, and subscribe to the podcast. What that does is it basically tells the platforms that this podcast is out on is that you like my stuff and I'm doing something right. So take a few seconds out of your day, hit that subscribe button, leave a rating or review. I would be extremely grateful. Also, I want to hear from you guys. So I want to hear some feedback. If you have any questions for future episodes, please find me on LinkedIn. Send me a DM, a connection request, Yonah Weiss, and I'd love to hear from you.